A quick samples video to give you an idea of the difference in quality between a variety of cameras. We've got 4 cameras filming me right now. We've got the Canon 5D Mark III, the Canon 6D, Canon 70D crop sensor, and an older Canon 5D Mark II. Now, all of those except for the 70D are full frame sensors. They're all shooting at 40 millimeters except for the 70D, which is shooting a little bit wider to equal just about 40 millimeters, whatever 40 millimeters minus or divided by 1.6 is for the crop factor. Now, the 70D is the newest camera of the bunch, but as I said, it's a crop sensor, so you're working with a smaller sensor there. Smaller sensor means more noise at the higher ISOs, a little bit less dynamic range usually, and for a similar aperture and focal length, you're going to get a little bit less depth of field. Now, they're all shooting at the exact same settings. We're 1080p at 24 frames a second. So that means my shutter speed is 1/50th of a second. You should follow that shutter speed rule of twice your frame rate. The aperture is f4, and the ISO we're working with right now is 800. Now I've got some variable lighting conditions here as the sun is hitting the neighbor's house and coming through these windows either brightly or dimly as some clouds are passing through. So we might see, it might be really a little hot right now, but right when I started recording it was a lot cloudier. So this will be a good test, and let's see how these different cameras compare and contrast with one another over these little changing light levels. Now, we'll shoot some of these cameras in a couple of other locations to give you an idea of what each looks like. We'll probably zoom in to 100%, maybe a little bit more than 100% to give you an idea, some kind of the detail we're getting there, but really that is going to be somewhat lens dependent, and I'm not using the exact same lens on all, but I am using a high quality lens and shooting at f4 on all of them, and shooting at f4 should give us a good sense of the cameras and the sensors inside, and be less dependent on the lenses themselves. So I think this was enough talking to kind of be able to compare between each of these, and I can just play some music and run it through if I decide we need to spend some more time looking at all of these. Case of ergonomics, what is the most fun to shoot with? Well, I really like the 70D. It's got that kind of semi-professional feel to it. The button placement on the back is really nice, plus that touchscreen. That is a beautiful combination. The next camera is the 5D Mark III. No touchscreen, but all of the buttons that you need to touch for full manual control and adjusting the camera are all right there, and it's very easy to switch between them. Then the 6D has a lot of those options as well. I am almost positive that the new 6D, which we'll probably see in a year or two, will have a touchscreen, but it's got almost all of those physical manual buttons that the 5D Mark III does. And then the older 5D Mark II really isn't so ergonomically friendly for video. You're kind of duplicating some of the buttons there. Your record button is your set button. Your live view button is kind of hidden. Well, it's not hidden, but it is just not as fun to use to shoot video. But it's certainly capable and does a nice job overall. So that was good. Let's stop there.